We're leaving this house. Huh? I didn't understand what he meant. We're giving the house to Matt. What? What are you talking about? You can't make decisions like that on your own. Shut up, you don't get to talk back to me. We're giving the house to my brother. If you don't agree, we're getting a divorce. At that moment, all the feelings I had left for my husband completely vanished. Fine, let's get a divorce then. My name is Sarah, and I'm 32 years old. I've been married to my husband, Tom, for 4 years. We wanted kids, but it never worked out, so it's just been the two of us. At one point, we thought about getting fertility treatments, but Tom said it would be fine if it was just us. I was so happy when he said that. I thought I could be happy spending the rest of my life with just him. But lately, things have been tough, and I can't say our life is happy anymore. Tom's parents both passed away recently. His dad died from cancer, and his mom, who was already sick, got worse and died shortly after. We've been busy dealing with the funerals and sorting out their property, so we haven't had much time to relax together as a couple. On top of that, Tom always thought the husband should be in charge. He's been strict with me sometimes, and he'd make me look bad in front of others, trying to appear humble. As his wife and part of his family, I understood where he was coming from, but lately, it's gotten worse. He treats me like I'm a bad wife. If I make even the smallest mistake with housework, he scolds me like I've done something terrible. Before we got married, we worked together, and he was my boss. Because of that, I think Tom still sees me as someone who works for him, even in our marriage, but that's not how I want our marriage to be. I just want him to treat me better as his wife. Not everything about him is bad, though. When we worked together, he gave me important projects to help me grow, but he'd always be there to help if I needed it. He listened to my concerns and made me feel like I could rely on him. He'd always say, "You did a great job," when we finished a project. At work, he was so charming that I completely fell for him. The real reason I decided to marry Tom was because he was there for me when I lost my uncle, who I was very close to. We had been dating for a year and a half before we got married. I quit my job and now work part-time while also doing the housework. Tom has been really busy lately and comes home late. He does a lot of overtime, usually getting home around 9:30 p.m. He's a manager, so I understand why it's hard for him. "Hope you didn't have too rough of a day today," I say when he comes home. But he doesn't answer. "What's for dinner?" That's always the first thing he asks. "Oh, I made curry." He doesn't respond to that and just says, "Beer." As he sits down at the table, I pick up his suits off the floor and quickly grab him a beer. He likes it really cold, so I have to make sure it's been in the freezer for about 30 minutes before he gets home. If it's frozen, he gets mad, so I have to time it just right. I always feel nervous waiting for him to come home, but he doesn't seem to care about any of the little things I worry about. After dinner, he heads straight for the shower. I have to put his clean clothes and towels in the bathroom, then clear the dishes. I never know what might upset him. Today, he yelled, "Hey, why isn't there any chocolate mint ice cream?" "I'm sorry, they didn't have it at the nearby supermarket." He glared at me, went to the bedroom, and went to sleep. He's never been much of a talker, and we don't really have conversations anymore. I know he's probably tired from work, but we haven't really spoken in about 6 months. But I still have feelings for him. Like I said, he comforted me when I lost my uncle, and that's one reason I still trust him. When my parents divorced while I was in middle school, I lived with my mom, but when I was in high school, she got sick and passed away. After that, I lived with my uncle. He was like a father to me, and I loved him a lot. He paid for me to go to college, and when I started working, I would save money to take him to nice restaurants and buy him gifts. I was really happy living with him, and I'm so thankful for everything he did for me. My dad wasn't a good man, so to me, my uncle was more of a father. Sadly, my time with him didn't last. My uncle got cancer, the same kind my mom had, and passed away. I don't know if it's genetic, but it broke my heart to lose him so soon. He was all the family I had left, and I felt completely alone. There was so much I still wanted to do with him, like take him on a trip to thank him. For a while, I didn't even feel like eating. That's when Tom came over to comfort me. He asked me why I was so sad, and when I told him, he said, "That must be really tough for you. Thank you for working so hard during such a rough time." Tom had always been a strict boss, but I felt comforted by his warm and kind words. Because of this, I trusted him completely, even though he could be tough sometimes. I wanted to keep our relationship strong as a married couple. But everything was about to change because of a phone call from Tom's brother, Matt. "It's good to hear from you, Matt. What's going on? I need to tell you something. Is Tom there?" Matt didn't sound very cheerful, which made me worried. I handed the phone to Tom. Tom is very close to his brother and often talks about how proud he is of him. Matt graduated from an Ivy League school, works at a top company, and is a really great guy. I don't understand why Tom is so proud of him, but I can see why he feels that way. Tom seemed excited to hear from Matt. "Hey, Matt, thanks for calling. What's up?" Until then, Tom had been watching TV with no expression, but now he was smiling. Still, I could tell from Matt's tone that something was wrong. As Tom listened to the call, his smile disappeared and his voice sounded worried. "Are you okay? What happened?" Tom listened for a moment, then said, "I understand, don't push yourself too hard, and remember, you can always rely on me," before hanging up. "What's wrong?" "Matt got fired." "What?" I froze. I knew his company wasn't doing great, but I never expected they would fire Matt. Tom sat down on the couch and sighed. "I can't believe it either. Matt is kind, good at his job, and he respects me. Once, at a family gathering, he even told Tom off for saying too many good things about me. He apologized to me afterward. Matt got married last year, and his wife seems lovely. They look like a beautiful couple, and I imagined they would have a warm, caring family. So, I was shocked to hear that Matt was suddenly let go due to company downsizing. I'm really worried. Is there anything we can do?" I asked, feeling concerned. But Tom's face turned serious, and he snapped. "Huh? What exactly do you think you can do? Don't even try to get involved. You'll just make things worse." I was shocked. I never expected him to say something like that. It was too much, and I couldn't hold back. "Make things worse? What do you mean by that?" Tom's anger grew even more. "This has nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. You're just a housewife. What do you even know?" "Nothing to do with me? We're family. I'm your wife." I couldn't believe he thought that way. After that, Tom became even more aggressive toward me. "I envy you as a housewife. You don't have any work stress, and all you do is housework. But you should care more about your clothes. Matt's wife always looks stylish. Stop wasting money on clothes and makeup," he'd also say. Which is it? Does he want me to look good or not? I was getting more and more exhausted from his attacks. I used to be able to handle it because I respected him, but lately, it's gotten worse. If I said something wrong, or even if I didn't say anything at all, he was always irritated with me. We don't make eye contact anymore. We don't speak to each other at all. I started wondering why I even stayed married to this man. Then one day, something happened. It was unusual for Tom to be up so early on his day off. I wondered if he had plans, but when I saw him packing boxes and throwing things into a garbage bag, I got curious. We hadn't had much to talk about lately, so I didn't ask what he was doing. But then, he noticed me watching him and said, "Hey, will you help me with this?" I was surprised he was speaking to me. "Are you cleaning your room?" I asked. But his answer was something I didn't expect. "We're leaving this house." Huh? I didn't understand what he meant. "We're giving this place to Matt." What? What are you talking about? You can't just make decisions like that on your own. You can't complain to me like that. This is too much. Don't think you can threaten me and make things go the way you want. Where are we going to live if we give the house to Matt? We'll figure it out. Have you talked to him about this? I will. Just as I thought. He hadn't actually talked to Matt or his wife about this. I couldn't believe he'd try to make such a big decision without even checking with them first. Shut up. You have no right to talk back to me. We're giving this house to my brother. If you don't agree, we're getting a divorce. At that moment, all the feelings I had left for Tom disappeared. Okay, then, let's get a divorce. Tom looked surprised for a moment, but then said, "Okay, I'm serious, you know," and walked out. He came back soon, shouting, "Here are the divorce papers. Let's do it now." He threw the papers at me, and I signed them without saying a word. Okay, I'll submit them. I went out to file the papers. When I got home, Tom was still packing his things. It's done, I've submitted the papers. Okay, now you pack your things too. I replied calmly, "What are you talking about? I'm not leaving." Tom looked furious. What? Stop messing around and pack your stuff. I said we're giving this place to Matt. He didn't seem to get it, so I explained quietly, "This house is in my name, It was originally my uncle's. What, you didn't forget, did you? I owned this house before we even got married. Tom's face turned pale when he realized what I meant. How are you going to give the house to Matt? It belongs to me. You never paid any property tax, did you? You act like it's your house. Now that we're divorced, you're the only one living here, I said. It seemed like Tom finally understood the situation. Wait, Sarah, I'm sorry, please, can you calm down? Excuse me, I'm completely calm, thank you very much. You're the one who should be calming down. If you think you own this place, did you feel like you owned everything just because you could order me around? I was grateful to you, and I respected you. You were there for me when I lost my uncle, and I relied on you at work. But now, you're just a husband who harasses me. Have you ever treated me properly? No, you treated me like I was just a housekeeper, and I can't take it anymore. I never want to see you again. I'm not giving this house to anyone, and you're the one leaving. You've packed your bags, so get out of my house right now. If you don't leave, I'll call the police. Tom is in shock and collapses onto the floor. After that, he rents a storage unit for his things and stays at a business hotel. Not long after, I hear he rented an apartment and started living there like nothing had happened. Since I still have some friends from work, they all found out about his behavior toward me during our marriage. No one trusts him anymore. He's having a tough time at work too, and he's been moved to a department with hardly any important tasks. About a year after the divorce, I'm walking home from the store when I'm stopped by Tom. I try to ignore him, but he keeps following me, saying hey over and over. I finally turn to face him, scared, and say, please stop following me. What do you want? He says something I never expected. It's all your fault. Excuse me? How my parents died and how my brother got fired. I don't understand what you're talking about. You jinxed us. You're the one who made all these bad things happen to me and my family. That's ridiculous. I have nothing to do with that. It's been one disaster after another since I married you. If I hadn't, I'd still be living happily. Oh really? What about you getting a promotion while we were married? That happened because of our marriage, right? And what about Matt marrying that lovely woman? That was also while we were together. I stay calm and respond. Just because your life isn't going well doesn't mean you can blame it on me. If you keep following me, I'll call the police. Tom drops his head and walks away. I file a restraining order against him and decide to call Matt. Matt answers and immediately apologizes for his brother. He explains that after our divorce, he was upset with Tom for trying to give the house to him without asking. He says he's been keeping his distance from Tom, as he felt Tom would cause trouble again. I realize Tom is upset because his brother distanced himself from him. That's his problem, not mine. Although Matt lost his job, his skills and experience helped him land a job as a general manager at another company, where he earns a higher salary than before. Hearing this, I know I didn't cause any bad luck for Tom's family. When I tell Matt about the restraining order, he says, I have no problem with that. It's the right thing to do. Now Tom is completely on his own, and it's all his fault. This has taught me how important it is to be kind and thoughtful to others in any relationship. I'm going to keep this lesson in mind as I move forward, being considerate to everyone I meet. It's unbelievable that Tom thought he owned the house. The way he treated me was unacceptable. No matter how good he was at his job, it was definitely the right decision to divorce him. I hope I find someone better in the future. Thanks for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.